Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 16 of the Realm Recap. I am Jason from Yakface.com, joined once again by Flyguy from Flyguy.net.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning.
Oh my God,
I
it's
know
it's another one of those.
it's going to be a quiet
I was gonna
week.
say it was another one of those weeks, but everything kind of dropped within the past 24 hours as far as
I know.
all of this news and rumors
I
and
know.
clarifications of rumors and new product and all this good stuff. So this is a jam-packed show, and we're going to try to go over it as much of it as we can, as clearly as we can, I think. We're going to
Yes.
start off, I guess, the big thing. I guess let's just start at the beginning with Hasbro news. There was a lot of stuff that happened this week. The first thing we kind of will get into is the Jabba and the Biker Scout case pack. You had posted a link, I believe, the other day, saying that the case is going to be two biker scouts, with their speeder bike packed alongside one Jabba the Hutt.
Which I think is, and it has to be said, congratulations, Hasbro, for at least getting a case pack right, because
Yeah, things are gonna go bad here in a minute when we get to another case assortment.
I know, from bad to worse, or from good to worse, but this could very easily have been two Jabbas. They make these kind of mistakes, but clearly they've not. So two amazing biker scouts and one Jabba, which is we'll talk about that as well in a minute. But it's causing a storm now that the images have came out. But
Right.
I'm just happy it's a good case pack because
Mm-hmm.
as we'll talk about in a minute or two, it's not great for everything.
Yep. And
You've got some images.
earlier today, high-res images of those case packs or of those deluxe figures came out. So we uploaded those to our respective sites, and they're enormous, and you can see every little detail
You can.
for those. Boy, does that Jabba look sad, packed.
I know. It just
Packed
doesn't
so
look.
alone in that box.
It kind of reminds me of the old. I can't remember whether it was Power of the Force. It must have been Power of the Force Java. It just the colors don't look great. But I was just talking to a friend earlier on, and again the images, which we'll go back and show in a minute on your page, you've got there. And thank goodness Hasbro have finally given us some images of this. But the other one was on a dark background, and I think it's always the same. We talked about this in the board conversation, I think, with the guys about everyone was saying Yoda. They didn't like the look of the Yoda, but from the original image we saw in the 3 3/4, then to the product show, everyone was like, "Oh, it's not good." But yeah, the great background and the photoshopping and the little effects, it's a shame. It just doesn't look as good. But
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
I'll be happy to get it. It's just that presentation in that box is just a sad
it is on
design.
his own.
I mean,
No days, no nothing.
just a black void behind him. It's just like, what is this? It looks like a knockoff.
Yeah, this picture's taking a little while
Yeah,
to
I uploaded the
download.
full-blown high-res files that Hasbro provided.
Let me just
So
share. I think I've got these on my desktop. I'll
pretty
just
big.
share that instead. They are, but it's good to see. I think where are we here? We've got lots of screens and lots of stuff here. Let's have a look at this one. The images here we've got. Let me see if that's any quicker. Yes, yeah, so they've made them available in high res. There we go. There's this on my desktop, so it should open a little quicker and easier. So yeah, they're and you were talking about this as well. The CE mark is quite
noticeable.
heavily noticeable there. So let me see. Is that sharing properly? Can you guys see that?
I don't see your screen.
There we
now.
go. There we go. That should be it. So yeah, that image there is particularly high res. This is not going too well here. Where are we? Come on.
But for people that are wondering what that CE logo, that's like a European conformity deal that you see like a lot of packaging. It's like the big, CE logo, and it's sculpted right to the side of the one of the engine covers on that speeder bike, and it's
you
just
see it there.
It's
Yeah,
just
it's
bad. I mean, did they have
well
to put
again.
it there?
Yeah, I guess
And
they've got to
why?
make that
Why on
one.
this? I mean, does
I know.
does Jabba have one on his back? I mean, I wanna.
It seems nuts that one, but I mean, it's got to be on all European products. That's law, but it doesn't have to be on US. But it does turn up at times on if the shipments have been made maybe mixed up and the containers are then shipped, then I guess you might be lucky
Right.
to or unlucky to see it in the
So
US. But eh,
yeah, we'll see if that shows up on the actual US product
but
then. But
I mean, this speeder bike outside the packaging and in that higher res, as we're just trying to share with you on screen just now.
yeah,
The biker scout's kicking ass. He is the stormtrooper, the Boba Fett of this wave, without
hmm
a doubt.
it's really good.
Um,
Um, the only kind of
Beautiful.
deal I had about it was kind of the weird yellow boots that have the
Yeah.
hard line break there, like around his holster.
hmm
But that's a minor,
It's
stuff. But
little. I mean,
it's
again,
nice.
it's nice. It looks nice. Again, print. Sorry, this image here. Obviously, the final product, as we've known and we've seen on some of the 3 3/4 images, it can be really hard to get sometimes good paint versions of it. It might be a little
Right.
badly painted, but fingers crossed, it's not.
Yeah.
So
Let's
yeah,
see.
lots of high-res goodness.
Right.
Um,
Um, I got a tip earlier today, I believe, or yesterday or today. It all kind of goes in a blur now. About a reconfiguring of what was Wave 5 for the Black Series. This is the 3 and 3/4 inch line. Originally, um, this case assortment was to include a couple carry forward, repack figures from the uh, vintage collection, one of which was the Republic Trooper from, was that the Old Republic?
that's right.
And who else was the other one? I'm blanking for some reason.
I'm blanking
It's
as well, and it
the
was me.
AT-RT driver pilot. Um, he was originally supposed to be packed in this case as well, but now they've been dropped. We don't know where they're
Yeah,
going to turn back up, but we now have a case pack out breakdown of this assortment, and we see who's carried forward from Wave 4, which is I think we're getting two more of the Luke Dagobah,
that's right.
two more of the Yodas, and I think those are
Yeah.
two per case in Wave 4 as well, aren't they?
They are. That's the problem. Is everything is two in the previous case, and now
Right.
so basically plentiful Lukes, plentiful Yodas.
Right, and that
Um,
makes some sense. I mean, they're
it does.
core characters and they'll move. So,
This is well, Wedges.
but
He's
Wedge,
new.
no. But
Yeah,
Wedge is a repack, or Wedge is new. Wedge is the snowspeeder pilot from The Empire Strikes
that's
Back.
right. This is the concerning one, though. I think for us all is the. I mean, Darth Vader's a ten a penny, but brand new figures, and they only packed one per
Yep.
case, so they are going to be the Darth Plagueis of the wave, I think.
Yeah, and this is going to be kind of that transitional wave 2 probably, because I think the wave after this is going to be, they'll transfer everything over to that revised TIE fighter pilot packaging.
Mm.
So, typically you have
Well,
the weird. Sometimes those transitional case assortments are harder to find when they're switching
yeah.
between line looks.
Yeah, that's right. They always kind of end it, and you can never really get hold of them. Like, I mean, again, there's core characters being served. So I think, I mean, again, I don't know about your pegs and stores and online
Hmm.
stores. Everybody seems to still have plenty of the Black Series waves, apart from Plagueis. He seems to be the only one who seems to be tough to get.
Right.
I still see Mara Jades every day. I see them online. I see them so. But yeah, Rees and Sergeant Dooley, it's a shame they're one per case because they're just gonna be they're gonna be
Yeah.
tough. But it's a good case pack from the point of view there is another Stormtrooper, Snowtrooper commander, so Army
Right.
builders will at least get a chance at that, which is good.
Hmm.
And I don't know, are you in the camp of the Jedi training Luke as a good figure or a bad figure? Because to me, it's
The more
not
and more I
bad.
see it, the worse it looks.
Worse.
Um, some loose pictures. I hadn't put this in the show notes yet, but just a couple hours ago. Jedi Temple Archives posted on their site some loose figures from that have shown up on eBay of this assortment,
Yeah.
and yeah, that Luke is not looking.
Those arms, yeah. Yeah, not looking good there. Although, as Paul's pointed out very well, the Yoda looks better.
Yeah.
So, and Torn Far looks worse. It's kind of like, what? I mean, the truth is, it's sometimes bad photographs, and these are from an eBay site, which is known for, I mean, these are effectively non-standard factory runoffs. So these are, the Asian factories that get these are kind of selling online. So these
Right.
are not really finished products, but
As
you,
yeah, the more I look at them, there's some winners in the assortment. I had not my heart set on that Stormtrooper or Snowtrooper Commander, but the more I look at it, with that, he's got the articulated legs, but they don't serve much purpose with that, hard soft
plastic
goods skirt. I know they have to have it be the hard plastic to incorporate the holster for the pistol, but I don't know. It seems like they could have done something a little bit better than that.
Yeah, it's I have mixed feelings, and I think like a lot of people, we're getting some brand new figures with some new. To me, I'm interested to see this. It might not work, this articulation here with Luke's joints. Real sub B plot, characters here, Torrin Fars. I just think it's a nice mixed bag, but of course it then has mixed feelings for everybody. Oh, it's not good enough, or I don't like it, but. I don't know. I prefer these mixed waves rather than where we just get kind of a lot of figures that we just don't want. So
Right.
Anyway, I digress.
So, moving on to the next big thing that came totally out of the blue today was that Yoda's News had a scoop that there's going to be a Toys R Us exclusive Battle on Endor set for the Black Series 3 3/4 inch line.
What's in the box? It looks good.
Yeah, a lot of it is stuff. There's nothing that I could see that's new. It's all
repacked and reused.
repacked
Well,
figures.
Toys
There
R Us
might be slight
exclusive as well.
might be slight deco changes here and there, but there's not like a brand new figure in there that you can't get anywhere prior to this.
Although
I think
that Leia, I think, is a bit of a kit bash, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to place it. I mean, it kind of reminded me of the vintage collection one.
You're right, actually. Yeah, you're right.
Just stripped down without her camo gear.
And that's a new head sculpt, I believe, on the Imperial officer there.
Yeah, I couldn't place that one either. I didn't know if it was part of the ones that came with the Kmart exclusive 2-packs.
No, I don't think he did. No, I'm looking at it right now.
I remember the sideburny one that was in there.
Is that not supposed to be you rebel scum character? I can't remember his name.
No,
Sergeant something.
Lieutenant Renz.
Lieutenant Renz.
No, I don't believe so.
Unusual. And I don't recall, and I'm not a big Ewok fan, so no one kill me for that. But I don't remember that headgear on an Ewok before.
Yep,
so
those were available in those Toys R Us exclusive Ewok sets that came out a couple years ago.
Fair enough.
There were most of the Ewoks in there had alternate headgear that you could wear.
Yeah, and we're getting the decent ATST, but with the poo feet,
yep,
as I call it. So yeah, it's a nice. I think the packaging, certainly on the main box image, looks really good in that presentation.
Yeah, no. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, with Toys R Us, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 figures and a vehicle. Price point, I'm thinking this is going to be $79, $89.
Yeah. Easy. I was thinking around $80 or $90.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Not cheap. Big box as well. So.
And speaking of the packaging, why does that box have a backdrop in it and like the Jabba doesn't?
I know. That's a really good looking piece of cardboard there for
right.
the bunker, which yeah, again, it's a beautiful package inside. I'm hoping that's not. These aren't, that way they kind of cut the background and they slot in tape and twisty ties
Yeah,
and it's effectively useless. But it'd be good if it had a proper
mhm.
yeah, display piece. That's nice. And again, TRS exclusive. So yeah, gonna be
Yep.
very quite limited. Cool. So
Let's see. That's where we just talked about the next item on our list is the
that's right. We jumped ahead.
Wave 4 figures have hit eBay. That was courtesy of Jedi Temple Archives. That kind of wraps up the big Hasbro stuff that came out just the past 24 hours, like I said.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Sideshow had the Wolfpack Clone Trooper. We had talked about that on last week's show. That went up for pre-order this week, and I noticed, and other people did, that originally it was solicited at $149.99,
That's right.
and it's went up for pre-order at $139. So kind of a nice little surprise there. I guess.
A nice surprise.
$10.
Hey, every penny counts these days.
Right.
I'm just having a look. The images actually, I thought changed a little bit.
The
Let me just
color
share this
seemed to.
image on screen. It's just coming up from Sideshow. It started off as a kind of blue, darker color.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just the original image they used. I'm just sharing this just now. But it's then turned into this like an electric blue. Is it just my eye, or did you pick that up?
It's hard to tell depending on what kind of Photoshop filter they're applying.
Yeah, I think that's
those
the
photos.
True color there is that grayish
Right.
blue. But for some reason,
I
on
know-
some of them,
Yeah, because like Commander Wolf himself, he has more of the bluish color that maybe they're trying to now match.
It's just every photo. So it looks very blue there, very electric kind
Right.
of blue, and then you very blue, like completely different kind of colors to my eye.
Right.
And then it goes a very great. I guess it's just the photograph, but
Yeah, it all depends on how
I'm sure
they
it'll match.
color corrected the photo and whatnot.
Yep,
So
very cool
either
looking
way,
trooper.
I'm-
Very cool.
I'll be
You're in.
getting that one. That one's
Exactly.
not Star
Magic.
Wars.
Could it be magic?
I posted this on our front page the other day. Like I said, it's not Star Wars specifically, but it is kind of Hasbro related, as Funko is now releasing 6-inch figures for Magic the Gathering, which is a property that was owned by Wizards of the Coast, which was owned by Hasbro. And Funko is doing now this. It's called the Legacy Collection. Ironically,
I know.
it's a series of 6-inch figures packaged in boxes
Black.
exactly like Hasbro's
Yep.
Black Series. I think they are the exact same dimensions.
Yeah, look at.
But they're now they're doing stuff for Game of Thrones. I
They're
can't remember
good
all the
figures
properties.
If you haven't seen them,
Yeah.
very impressed with them. The Game of Thrones, the good quality.
Yeah, they look just like most of the actors in that series.
Yeah. This is, I mean, even down to the circular aspect that we have on the Black Series. I'm just showing on screen for those that are listening. Where we have the Stormtrooper or whatever the character kind of key image is in the circle. It's very close, and as you say, Legacy Collection as well. It's a kind of kick in the butt to Hasbro, isn't it? It's very interesting.
Yeah. But I thought these were pretty interesting. People, whether they interest, customizers or people that are just looking to, that are into the whole 6-inch action figure line that isn't having to do with like a superhero. This is kind of a cool avenue to get into.
It's almost, I think, if all these lines are 6 inches, well, there's a whole new world for customizers, particularly on your forums and shipyards and all this kind of stuff, to take some of these characters' female heads and bodies, and I mean, literally take that head off. You could have a female Jedi, kind of, from the EU, probably.
I'm always interested. I'd like to see, a 6-inch Ahsoka at some point, and I'm always looking at 6-inch female figures that get released by whatever company out there to see if anything can be cannibalized, other than, obviously a head would have to be created for it, but there's a lot of female body type characters out there in the 6-inch scale that would work, and pulling parts off of others and kind
Yep.
of do a kit bash thing. It's getting closer to being able to really be possible. So
Mm. I don't know whether we can hold our breath for an Ahsoka in 6-inch. I don't
I
know.
know.
I don't see that happening in a hurry. But yeah, be good if they did.
Yeah.
Um,
Speaking of
Next,
6-inch,
speaking of sick,
Medicom teased back in February that they were getting into a 6-inch scale uh, of, it's called Mayfex, I believe, is their line. They do Spider-Man and other,
that's right.
Batman, and I think what they have a Joker. Um, but now they announced back then that they were going to introduce Star Wars into this line, which was surprising considering that that Hasbro has a 6-inch
I know.
articulated action figure line. Um, these are double the price of Hasbro's line. I'm sure a lot of that has to do with having to be imported. Um,
Yes, yeah.
but
I think that's. Sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think the difference in this is people were being quite confused. I think across all of our pages, saying, what's the deal here? Because we've got Hasbro and why this is allowed. And I think this is a Japanese only release, and it's stores like Dorkside, BBTS, and all these guys who'll import them in
Yep.
to make them available. So I don't think it's going to be something that people are going to see. And there's no way you're going to get this in Walmart or Target.
No, no. There's
Yeah.
no retail competition there. It's just
Exactly.
it's specialty
So,
shop type of stuff. And
but then,
typically, Medicom, they update on the 22nd, 23rd, 24th of every month, and they officially uploaded and announced the images, details, pricing for this figure. So it's about in that $45 range, and it's got a lot of features. I posted those online as well. It's got switch out hands and removable two-piece helmet with a Sebastian Shaw likeness underneath. So this is obviously a Return of the Jedi based Vader. I think it looks really good. I mean, there's some complaints about the helmet as far as not being quite accurate. I could see it, but I'm not going to get too broken up over it. I saw other people complaining about how the upper chest armor looks a little bit big as far as it maybe extends too far down on the chest.
does. Yeah.
I could see that. That issue bothers me a little bit, more than the helmet, I would say. But
Well, I think that I've had several Mefix figures. I don't know about you. Well, isn't your Indiana Jones we shared a while back? Is that a Mefix?
that's a Figma.
Oh yeah, it was Figma. Sorry, my apologies. I prefer Figma personally, but Mefix are they're very loose joints, sometimes particularly in the thighs and the legs. Like really, you can shake the figure around and the legs flail around. So. A lot of Iron Man figures they've made, I think at one point. No,
Right.
I'm thinking of Figma as well. So, but yeah, the recent one I had was a Dark Knight. Beautiful looking figure, lots of detail, but the joints were just a little bit too flexible. But
Yeah.
it depends what you want. If you want super articulation, which this thing will be,
hmm
you got a great figure. But yeah, you
Yeah.
got to pay $45
I'm-
for it. So
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting it. I obviously I want to see how well it's going to compare to the Black
16.
Series version that comes out, because that figure solicited looked really pretty spot on as far as
It does, yeah.
likeness. So I'd like to
I
have
think
both.
I think one thing that Hasbro's certainly doing the 6-inch line, whether it's Marvel Legends, I'm a big fan of that. I know you are not a huge fan of them, but they just like the Black Series, they do get the articulation. It's solid, and the figures you don't generally get loose joints on Hasbro 6-inch figures. They're pretty tough. This is a much thinner figure overall as well. It's quite a fine figure. Like the wrist joints, again, you can just see the little ball joint popping out. They're very. It's a much lighter figure overall. It's not as dense and heavy and as big, I think, as the Hasbro one. But anyway, interesting figures nonetheless, and good to see some other figures coming out there from retailers and sites. So yeah.
So that one I believe has a scheduled release of November or December of this year. So I imagine people will start getting it in the U.S. in January. So
Cool.
the
Star Wars
next,
toys. Let's
yeah,
never.
the next bit is more of a custom deal. Justin on our site, who does the Rykrof Enloe Photonovel series, he's launched a new one. It's Chapter 6. He's calling it Seekers of the Dark Relic. I don't know if anyone has seen those. He's been doing it for quite a long time, and we host that in our forums. And he's really come a long way in terms of being able to.
No, you're back.
Oh, Justin's really come a long way in being able to create, these photorealistic photo novels. So you can see that. There's a link on our main page on Yakface.com, and then it'll also be in the show notes here that you could read through that and check out his work.
These are great looking customs.
Yep.
Really, really good.
So
God,
yeah,
that's a good looking Palpatine. A good Palpatine at last.
Yep. So he starts off with a kind of a character introduction with each chapter on who's going to be in the particular episode, and then it goes on through the story, and yeah, he does a really good job.
The work involved in this thing. Oh my.
Yeah.
The time, I'm so jealous.
Creating little,
oh God,
scenes and settings and outdoors and buildings, and it's.
Jeez. We need a little animation of this because he's literally it's a storyboard for every single piece.
Mm-hmm.
Great looking figures in detail. I totally applaud the people who do this. Fantastic work. Just amazing.
Yeah, so everyone check that out.
Awesome.
What else? I mentioned on last week's show I picked up the Disney Han Solo, and this week I posted the actual toy guide for that one. This is the talking Han Solo. It's a pretty decent figure. I believe I described it as probably my least favorite of the three that have come out so far because of how shiny the plastic is. Yeah, that still holds true. I picked up the Luke Skywalker this week. I don't have the toy guide entry up yet, but I did post the sound effects demo on our YouTube channel. Went through those. It's got 21 sound effects, actual dialogue sound effects, and then 2 blaster sound effects. So again, it's more than 15 that they advertise. It's a decent figure. I recommend it. I like it a lot.
It's again, I think your comments about the skin tone are spot on, and thank you for doing the little. See if we can play a little bit of that video there, just to show the work you've done, just to play the phrases. Which I think the audio is so crispy clear. They've really filtered out every bit of background noise. And again, articulation on this thing, it's phenomenal. There's tons of stuff. You even listed each one there.
This is Jason from Yak.
So you've, yeah, fantastic. Yahoo is one of the phrases. Fantastic. So yeah, it's a good looking figure.
Yep, not bad at all.
Is Luke out next? Is he?
Yeah,
is he available?
Luke came out Monday. I have him right here.
Excellent. Let's share you. What's the helmet like? Looks a little big.
It's a little bit big. It's not terrible. I mean, they seemed kind of oversized in the films anyway.
True.
But,
true.
It's removable. It's a hard plastic. Comes separate like that. And I'll get into the review when I have, officially post the toy guide thing here in a couple days. But I don't like his hair one bit.
Ooh,
it's a little dark,
brown.
little I don't know.
No look.
Looks like he's got pudding poured on his head or something. It just looks like chocolate pudding to me.
Chocolate look.
But again, the sound effects for the Luke are just as crisp as the Han and the Stormtrooper. So
as the Stormtrooper, yeah.
Another great figure, I think, from them. And then next week will be the last one for a while. Darth Vader comes out on Monday. So.
And then we've got Boba Fett to look forward to.
Boba Fett and Chewie.
Nice. Oh, that's right, Chewie. Yeah, let's hope we fix that, Chewie.
Yeah.
Right. Next up was Vinylmation, I think.
Yeah,
Unless I'm wrong.
Vinylmation. I think we talked about this a little bit last week, as far as what chases were revealed for that. Um, I think this is a first for them that you could buy full cases of those on the Disney Store website. I don't think they've done that with other Star Wars sets that I recall.
Hmm.
You could buy, like I said, you could buy it by the case, or um, you could buy them individually for $12.95, and there's a limit of 8, and you can't pick. It's random. You don't know what 8 you're getting, so you can buy them individual or a max of 8. So that went up this week.
Cool. I know a friend of ours, KG, Mr.
Kevin.
Kevin, has he's huge on these
Yep.
things. I'm living vicariously through him because I just do not have the funds to collect these. So,
Yep.
but cool looking things. Okay, Maxx Replicas was the next thing we had, and let me just share that as well. There's their Facebook page there. Now, what did you? Oh, wall art. They have
Right.
wall art?
Yeah. Let's see. Where did I see that? There's one in our show notes, a couple links above where you are in the wall art stuff. You had shared some of his work a couple episodes ago. I believe there was like a TIE fighter that he outfitted with electronics, taking the Hasbro
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
vehicle and reworking. Well, he has a few different galleries on his website and on his Facebook page where he's done a land speeder, a TIE bomber, um, different TIE fighters and whatnot. But the latest thing he's done, he's recreated the blue screen ILM
Yeah.
sound, or sound stage in 3 3/4 inch
Oh my
scale.
God.
It is pretty crazy, the detail that he has. He has a little mini Millennium Falcon on there being shot against a blue screen. Um,
Wow.
it's nuts.
We're getting really meta here. This is the behind the scenes of the scene. Oh, whoa. This is, yeah. And he's even got a little vintage card back, one of the John Dykstra, I think that is. Yeah, it is.
Right.
Wow.
He's got these little
That's,
armatures built to, suspend, cameras, and little mini X-wing fighters stacked up, just like in some of those old school behind-the-scenes ILM photographs that we've seen over the years. Um,
that's just nuts.
yeah,
That's all I can say. Wow. Even the little
it's
mini X-Wings. Oh dear. There's a little sand crawler up at the back too.
yeah.
Oh my God.
There are tons of
That's
little Easter eggs spread out in there. It's just insane. I encourage everyone to
oh, wow.
once we post the show notes to go over to it's called Maxx Replicas
Yeah.
website / Facebook page, and you could check out some of the galleries that he has up there, and it's some of the most intricate custom work I think I've ever seen.
Ditto. I just that's wow. The little storyboards in the back, the little figure look, and oh my, that is that is just unbelievable.
Yep.
Anyway, that's really impressive. I thought this guy was good, but he just got better.
Yep.
So.
Let's
So
see.
am I jumping ahead? Did you had a couple of things there for Maxx Replicas? Was that?
Right, there was. If you take that Facebook link and share it, it
Yeah.
goes into some of the wall art he has done.
Right.
Basically,
Here
it's
we go.
let's say it's kind of an interpretive panel that you would hang on the wall, and like one is the Millennium Falcon, and one is an X-wing, one is like an AT-AT.
Jeez.
It is pretty interesting.
That's pretty meta again. It's like it's a part of a vehicle that was in a
Right.
film. Oh my God, that's crazy.
It's like a door, a flap on the side of an AT-AT.
Do you know, maybe we'll see one of these days when you go to like hardware stores or something, it'll be like, doors for your house, and it'll be like shaped like the doors from Star Wars or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Screws and nuts and bolts and oh my, that's
Little snow and stuff applied.
wow,
It's
wow, wow, wow. Yeah, he's something else, and definitely, I think after you'd shared some of these stuff, I spent about 4 hours or something looking through all these photographs, and
right.
We talked about some of these before, the X-Wing and his TIE Fighter. And, oh, stunning artist, something you got to spend some time looking at. He's really, really something special.
Yep.
Talk about eye candy. Anyway, let's move on.
Something you had posted regarding Star Wars Chrome Perspectives. This is a series from Topps that had just been released. And our friend Dan Curto is submitting sketch cards for that again.
That's right. We're just going to look at that there. If I can share that pop-up, because it's for some reason it's in a pop-up. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's he's done some amazing looking art here. Let me just see if I can get this back properly. There we go. Because it's in a pop-up, I wasn't able to share that, but you can see that a little better. So, wow, way to go, Dan. He's got just about every single one here.
He's got several different series up there. I think he was teasing or revealing several a week over there on Jedi News website. So he's had some Ewoks. He's had some like a silhouette series. Just a bunch of different really. I mean, it must have took him forever, to do all these different cards. And then he submits those, and they get randomly inserted into packs of the cards, and it's just like any other chase kind of card. You kind of run across. Sometimes they're signature cards or foil cards. These are sketch cards, and there are a bunch of different artists that have submitted. So you wouldn't necessarily run into Dan's. It might be someone else's sketch card. So.
It's a whole other world of collecting, which I don't think either of us are really that strong on. It's
no.
Yeah, I don't want to go down that road.
No.
Too many variants and stuff. And this was one I saw the other day and thought of you. With your Yoda focus.
Oh yeah, I did see this.
You did see this. So, yes, another range of potato heads are back. There's a few others as well from Marvel, and I think we've got an updated, no, I think it's the same Stormtrooper, but they've been relisted or re-released in some maybe slightly different packaging, but this is new.
Yeah, I don't recall seeing this style.
No, neither do I. So it's really, there's not much potato left. It's really
he's pretty well covered.
He's pretty covered as a Yoda. So $25 on Amazon, and
I think I'll be passing.
You're gonna pass?
Yeah,
I thought you were just Yoda everything.
No. I'm kind of judicious on, I don't pick up every bit of Yoda garbage that's out there. I'm not saying that that's garbage, but I do have some restraint.
Some morals.
You won't know that restraint when we go through the my purchases for this week, because I blew the proverbial load of money. But we'll get there.
Cool.
Okay. Moving on. TV, movie, and book news. There was a lot of Episode 7 related stuff this week. Starting off mainly with your chance to actually be in the movie, which was quite unexpected.
Yeah. So, again, nice to see J.J. Abrams doing this, and what a great cause to do it. Literally get a chance to be in Episode 7. Who wouldn't want that?
Right.
For $10, you can get a little pin, and it ranges all the way up to Omaze. Let's just see if we can open that in a sec. We'll come back to that. But Omaze had prizes. Well, not prizes, but I guess for donations you got to
like different
rewards.
Tiered levels of
and I think one of the ones we were talking about was 500,000 or 50,000. I think it was.
Yeah, there's some pretty not outrageous, but very high goals for some of those prizes.
I know, but I think the thing we both probably get more excited about as well was we're just doing this on screen. You can maybe see it. I'll see if I can make it full screen. There you go. If you've been living under a rock and you haven't yet seen this video of J.J. Abrams on the set of Star Wars Episode 7, really let that sink in for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
We get to see a little snippet of a character. In fact, there's characters in the background there we're seeing walking. I was looking through this about 4 or 5 times to see if we could spot anything else, but this just walks nicely into camera, and you can clearly, obviously there's a guy tied
Yeah,
up in there, but really well done.
the space turkey merchant.
Yeah. And I think what's nice is it's getting back to that thing that made Star Wars, I think, really good, which was the mixture of CGI or special effects in those days, and the puppetry and the actual kind of props. So
Yep.
we don't have this just CGI characters. So that's
Right.
good.
Yeah, I think that was so popular this week because of that fact that you're getting, actual, um, you know, things that exist in real space, um, characters now,
I know.
or going back anyway to some of that nostalgia of the original Star Wars film.
And it's I just think again they're going to raise so much money. Episode 7 is so much hype, so why not do some good from it?
Hmm.
And as we all get to go and see and do Star Wars, I'd put a couple of little donations in there, not the
Yep.
500 or
No.
50,000, whatever
No.
it was, but the just a couple of small ones. And good God, I mean, the chance to get an early preview screening of Episode 7 alone, even if the film turned out to be a turkey, you'd still be first to get to see
Yeah.
it. So yeah, kind of cool. I'm just trying to get to a maze here if they have any more. I just wanted to share some of those prizes very quickly. There we go. The Episode 7 one. Just some of the prizes look quite interesting. There's some nice collectibles. So there you go. You get help some little kids. Always a good thing. But here's some of the collectibles on screen. So little pin badges. Thank you card from JJ. Some very nice looking posters there of the Falcon. So T-shirt. Some of this was kind of cool. I'd never seen this before. Chewbacca bust.
Oh yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know if you had seen that. A limited edition Episode 7 film still and concept art. I mean, in years to come, these could be. Imagine if you'd something from Episode 4 or 5 or 6, whatever you loved.
Hmm.
It could be pretty cool. So
Yeah.
yeah, all the way up to 50,000. So there's 3 left of those entries there. So you and 20 guests for only 50 grand.
Wow.
Nice. It's something else. So well done, Lucasfilm, for doing it. What else do we have? You've already the space turkey merchant, as you'd said there. So you've
Yeah.
already posted that. My apologies, I jumped ahead. Healer twins.
Yeah.
This is something
Jedi News had posted this a couple days ago, where I don't know anything about these people that read or were cast. I guess they shot for like four. I don't know if it was 4 days or 4 hours. It was something related to four. These are musicians that are famous in the UK, and they're called the Healer Twins.
Okay.
I know nothing about them, but
No, neither do I. Neither do I.
but they had posted on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, one of those things, that they met J.J. Abrams. And
Oh, they're actually from Abu Dhabi.
oh, really?
The sisters are Georgian born and live in Abu Dhabi. So I guess they're like Abu Dhabi pop stars or something. I don't know. They're maybe famous in Abu Dhabi. Who knew?
So this is this version of the NSYNC deal that didn't quite pan out. Like from Attack of the Clones, they were supposed to be in it, and someone opened their mouth and then they cut them.
First, when I saw that picture, I thought of the Leku twins from Episode 1. I can't remember the names of the
Is it
girls.
Addie and Tan Galler or something like that?
Yeah, that's right. That's what I thought. Is that them without the makeup? But no, it's the Healer twins. Oh well, there you go. Something new.
Hmm.
We, do you know, in some ways it's kind of bizarre. We've left this to near enough the way down the show, but hey, we're getting another Star Wars film.
Right.
Just throw it in there. Just talk about it later on. It's it's again unexpected news. This was something really we didn't expect to hear about this for ages, but
Right.
I guess they're far further on than we thought they were.
Yeah, they announced the director and screenwriter, Gareth Edwards, who was the director of most recently Godzilla, that is in theaters right now, and Gary Whitta, who was a screenwriter, I guess most recently for After Earth, that Will Smith movie. Um,
Let's don't
I
talk
don't,
about that one.
I don't know
Uh,
if it's a good thing or I didn't
well,
see it.
one is Gary Whitta's screenwriting credits include The Book of Eli. That was a good film, if you
Oh,
saw it.
yes,
And I've certainly played his
Walking Dead.
Telltale Games Walking Dead, which is fantastic if no one's tried it. So yeah, you know, everyone
So
makes a boo boo now and again. So
right. So they announced that they're tied to the spin-off, well, the first one anyway, but they didn't reveal which one that
which
was
one's going to
officially.
be?
So, there's rumors that it's the Han Solo one or it's the Boba Fett or I don't know, a Red 5 one that is supposedly rumored out there. I
That's
don't
right.
know. We'll see.
I think you're like me. There's no point posting some of these rumors because they
Yeah.
just change. They're just going nuts. It's yeah. But the next one was interesting to me. I saw it on Boba Fett fan club, but it went everywhere, I guess, pretty much just at the same time as everybody got hold of that book. And you do
Hmm.
see it in the trailer, albeit briefly. But yeah, Dented Helmet, a great website or forum, and a good, strong Facebook community shared this image, which was Luke chopping off Fett's hand. Wow. So very interesting.
That'd be interesting.
It would be. That would have really pissed him off. That would have really made Boba Fett a rather angry character. They all seem to lose their hands in the
Yeah.
Star Wars universe. It's like, never mind. Or heads. Hands and heads is the way it goes. Talking about the storyboards, it was actually your good friend and just absolute uber fan number one, I think, of all Star Wars sites. He supports everybody. Amazing guy out there. Was Kenneth Quayle Jr.
Right.
So another shout out to you, Kenny, who after we talked, after the Realm Recap, he was watching it
Hmm.
and reminded us that there was, in fact, a prequel storyboard book, which I actually didn't know or I'd completely forgotten about.
Yeah, I totally did too. I thought it was coming, and that's what I believe I mentioned on last week's show. And
Oh,
he
did you?
reminded me that, or reminded us that, yeah, that book is out already. So I don't have it
Oh,
yet, but I'm
it shows you how much we're in the original trilogy kind of mold. We
right.
just don't really paying attention, which is unlike. I mean, yeah, but and it looks a great book. It looks as good as the one which you were sharing last week from the
Yeah,
original
I
trilogy.
definitely
So
definitely want to pick that one up as
yeah,
well.
me too. Me too. So next was something else I just shared through the week, and I'll just share it in just a second. But who knew there's another Kickstarter project out there? Seems like everybody's crowdfunding and crowdsourcing.
Right.
And this is someone that caught my eye, and it's a documentary around all of the behind-the-scenes guys in around about Elstree Studios around 1976. And this looks a particularly interesting crowdsourced thing. Elstree 1976 is a documentary about all the different lives by all those that were connected behind the scenes. Let me take you to the actual Kickstarter page and we'll show you that. Nice little trailer on it. It shows you Jeremy Bullock's in there, probably one of the biggest stars. Guido, all the behind the scenes characters, plus others you probably didn't know about. We'll just wait till the page loads. They put a nice little trailer, and for your donation, you get to be part of this movie as well, so you can get to see behind the scenes of this thing and play a little part and help promoting it. But they've got a pretty slick team behind it, and they've already got 400 backers. They're going to do this thing. They've got 40 days to go, and they're literally 2/3 of the way there. So John Spire is the main director. I've now followed him on Twitter. We were briefly chatting away about this, but 10 different lives of all those behind the masks of Star Wars. It just looks really interesting stuff here in their story. There we go, as a little bit there.
Star Wars mean to me?
So lots of different characters, all the ones that really were under the masks and helmets. Nice little poster down there at the bottom as well.
Neat.
I don't know. It's neat. It's something different. Big people, small roles, and I'd love to hear their sides of stories. One of the there's a Dennis. Is it Dennis Lyons? Derek Lyons. He's pretty famous online for doing some other spits and pieces. There he goes. There's the guy who played Bosk, the alien crazy Jedi, Anthony Forrest's in there, and Jeremy Bulloch. Even Dave Prowse is in there, I should say as well too. Sorry, but yeah, it looks very interesting, and lots of fans as well at cons and stuff. So it's been one of those years, I think, between Plastic Galaxy, which I've still not seen or purchased, but I will get.
Yep.
And this, it's yeah, lots of Star Wars crowd films. So
yeah, that looks like a good one.
one other one, very quickly here, was let me just share this one as well. Was Here to the Jedi. They shared some of their artwork this week, which was nice to get to see it. And there's a bit of a high-res wallpaper.
Oh, that's right. The wraparound jacket for that book, yeah.
That's right. So it's pretty good. There's a larger picture. I think I've put it on. Well, I'll put it on my Facebook page or Google Plus, one of the two. But it's pretty big. It's about 1,000 pixels wide. So you want some nice wallpaper? It's a pretty cool looking picture. So yeah, it seems to be set on Tatooine, I think, or something. I don't know. But nice little piece. And the other one was this kind of nice piece. There was a bit of an homage to Secret Wars, a great Marvel comic line if you've never read it. All the superheroes come together, and they've done a kind of mock cover. A lot of people really thought this was a genuine thing. They were like, where can I get my hands on this? It's like, no, sadly just a mock-up. So
it does. It looks exactly like that old, 70s artwork style.
So yeah, very cool. If you want to click through to Geek Tyrant, they've got the full story on it and the artist behind it. But I just love the kind of classic cover image. Anything that goes back to those classic Marvel days is kind of cool. So that was that. What else did we have?
The Darth Maul comic that came out this week, which is basically it's the continuation of the story that didn't get told in the Clone Wars series. Issue number 1, it's called Son of Dathomir. You can purchase those now in stores. I believe it came out Wednesday, or you could purchase a digital version online. From what I've seen of the preview, which you can view on the Dark Horse website, it looks pretty good as far as the Emperor's involved. There are Mandalorians. It's chock full of good stuff that was supposed to be realized in the cartoon, but did not happen because of the cancellation.
Well, it's interesting to read because Darth Sidious kind of basically chastises Darth Maul and basically says, right, you're coming with me, and chains him up, and so now he's back out again. I guess he's obviously doing his bidding by his master. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see that. Are you a digital comic subscriber? Are you?
No. If I pick up any, it's the actual traditional paper release.
Sure. There's a nice little preview up there as well. If you want to have a look at it, you can. Yeah, there we go. We get to see the why Maul's in chains and what's going to happen, and Tyrannus is there, and this will be good. Very interesting.
Goes into a little bit of kind of backstory on how Sidious mentored him initially from when he was a small Sith, I guess.
A small Sith.
A small Sith.
The last piece of news we had here was just to give credit to the guy, because quite frankly, one, he was in Star Wars, and two, an amazing guy for 70 years of age, and that is the Wookiee Roars himself, Peter Mayhew. He was 70 this week, and he got a Falcon cake, and it's a full-on size cake. You can't see the rest of the picture, I don't think, but it's Peter's just in the background there, and it's a big-ass cake, put it that way. It's as big as him, nearly. So, but
he doesn't 70. Look 70.
He doesn't look 70, and I think he's been dyeing his hair, and he's been getting to the gym and doing some other stuff. And there was a few pictures he shared this week, and good on him for getting 70 years old. Gotta feel creaky enough some days, and I'm like half his age. But he's good on him for. I thought at one point, after seeing him at even Celebration Europe this year, the guy looked so frail. And he's looking, he's just looking healthy there again. So good to see it. So good on you, sir. 70 years of age, rocking. So, Jason, now is the time for you to admit your purchases.
moving on to the new toy acquisitions this week. Let me scroll or slide over here to my pile of stuff. We'll start. Okay, I got a new, well, not a new, but another 6-inch Stormtrooper this week.
Cool.
I've made all of these purchases at, what was it? We had a monthly meeting. I'm friends with a lot of the guys at Jedi Defender. We have a monthly meeting that we set up from the Minnesota members of that website. So we get together and we, talk toys and all that good stuff. So we end up, giving each other money at the end of the night and trade for toys and whatnot. So I picked up that. I picked up a bunch of Disney stuff. Picked up a bunch of the Star Tours sets.
Oh, right.
This was the Disney Park exclusive Mickey's Starfighter that includes the Astromech and the Mickey Mouse.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. Is that a repack of the Hasbro model, just repainted?
Yes, it's just repainted. Yeah, it's got the Hasbro logo on the deal as well.
Okay. Oh, I remember that now. Yeah.
So there's that. I grabbed the next two Star Tours sets. I don't know if you recall those.
Yes, I do. Love the Trooper.
And then there was this one that has the 3PO and
the
other
suitcase
stuff. So yeah, that one is Star Tours Sector 2 Security, and the first one was the Search for the Rebel Spy set. So I got those. I got something I realized I didn't have, and I thought I did. It was the Toys R Us exclusive large wing TIE Fighter.
God, you went shopping, man.
I did. Yeah, like I said, I realized I didn't have this. There was a Twitter exchange that I had earlier this week. Some guy was trying to identify what TIE Fighter he had, and there have been a few white TIE Fighters that have come out, but none with the large wings. There was a small winged version, but he was showing a white wing version. I'm like, oh, where is that from? And I thought it was a Toys R Us deal, because Toys R Us has had a ton of those TIE Fighters as exclusive. They've had the Interceptor, and I think they had another one at one point. So I realized I didn't have that, so I picked it up for some strange reason. I probably totally do not need it. So we'll see if I can keep it.
You were on our show about the whole, are we collecting or hoarding you, sir? So
right.
You're buying a lot of stuff, but it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. Let's see. I picked up a Jar Jar Kubrick figure that I keep seeming to have to recollect, because I think I've broken one before, and I've traded one off before for some other Kubricks that I wanted. So I got him, and then also picked up a Shadow Stormtrooper Kubrick. He was a carded exclusive. I have the carded version, but I didn't want to open it. So I got a loose one from one of my local collector friends who's huge into Kubricks and has a ton of extras, so he helps support my bad habit with those things. It's kind of like you and Lego minifigures.
Yeah, I know. Oh, don't go there. Jeez.
What else? And then, like I said, I picked up that X-Wing Luke figure from the Disney store. Oh, and there was one more. I picked up the Michael Keaton Batman figure from it's the 4-inch version.
Okay.
Have you seen those? I don't have it handy, but they have they have like the Arkham Knight figures. There's like a Bane. I can't think.
Oh, you talking the DC Collectibles?
Yeah, the 4-inch adult collector line is what they're calling them.
Yes. They're not bad actually. They're okay.
No, I haven't picked up any of those, but I love the Michael Keaton Batman film, so I picked up. There are two versions of that figure. One with a Michael Keaton head on it, without the mask, and then
Sure.
there's one with the traditional Michael Keaton Batman cowl, and then there's a General Zod from Superman 2 that's out in that same wave. I only picked up the Batman. I was going to get the General Zod because I like Superman 2.
Yep.
But I restrained myself a little bit this week.
If that's you restraining yourself,
I didn't spend $10 extra dollars.
I'd hate to see you going full on.
Oh, it was
never
bad.
mind.
I kind of felt guilty at the end of the week. I'm like, did I really need all this stuff? And then I'm like looking at it, like, well, I've got to, I'm looking at my other Disney, multi-packs over there. I'm like, well, I have to have the rest of them. I can't just skip out on them.
You can, you can.
I know, I probably can.
This is the man who was cleaning out everybody, and he was trying to have less. But I know,
Right.
I'm just as bad. I shouldn't be. I bought absolutely zero this week, which is unbelievable
What?
for me. I know. Well, actually, what I've been doing, I think, is I've told you I'm potentially moving apartments here, and trying to get rid of some stuff. So I had the Iron Man Hall of Armor, these 7 huge 25 kilo things, and I just don't have the space. So I literally got to play with these things, and then thought, I can't have these. So sold that, and sold a lot of other stuff, mostly Hot Toys, not Star Wars. But selling stuff. Bizarrely, it's not buying anything. Did buy the Disney Stormtrooper. I think I said that last week.
Right.
Not got it to hand yet, but. And Revan, I think I talked about last week. So no, nothing. I've been living vicariously through you and all your expenses. So
Jeez, I'm jealous.
you spend the money, I'll get to look at it. So yeah.
So I think that kind of wraps things up this week. Again, it was another jam-packed week, and we'd like to thank our friends at Jedi Temple Archives and Jedi News, Jedi Defender, and Imperial Shipyards for giving our show and our sites a mention this week. We appreciate it, and it helps spread the word about us. Going on 16, or I guess this is the 16th episode.
That's right.
Feels good.
Yeah,
Still liking
it's
it.
good fun.
Yep.
Everybody's I think it's nice to get like even for you and I think it's just getting on a weekly update and sharing stuff. It's
Right.
It's good to hear. It's there's a lot of news out there, so got to be shared.
Yeah, it kind of feels good to kind of decompress at the end of the week and kind of go through everything and kind of digest everything by talking it out with someone, rather than just posting it up there hoping someone reads it.
It's the Realm Therapy podcast. That's right.
Right.
That's right.
So
Well, Memorial Weekend. So happy Memorial Weekend for all you.
Thank you very much.
USers.
I'm gonna unplug for a few days. I think I need it. The family and I were gonna take off and go to a nice little cabin retreat in Wisconsin. So
Do you have internet there just in case they
we do,
announce
of course.
Okay, I was just gonna say.
I
It would just be like it.
I probably won't be totally detached, but it's a goal of mine to not so plugged in this weekend.
Yeah, I think
Take a
so.
break.
I think everybody should-
Enjoy the
should.
weather finally.
Indeed.
So with that,
Cool.
we will see you all next week. Thank you for watching and listening and sharing and commenting, and have a good week, everyone.
See you later.